Habari gani, Mainduga na dada. This is your brother, your elder, General Abu Amin Ra. My brothers and sisters, there's something now that makes me go, what does this really mean? What are the implications that forms its ground of being? Why? Why do recent releases from one of the worst forms of slavery mankind has ever witnessed, chattel enslavement of Africans in the United States of America, where their minds were darkened, they were treated like animals, worse than the dogs were treated by their masters. They were tortured and raped, worked from sun up to sundown at least 6 days for a week for 250 years without compensation. Listen, my brothers and sisters, I have to say when I hear those descendants of those people who are still held within the mental context of slavery can still look at one another, and the male visualize the woman as his queen, and the woman visualizes the male as her king, and refers to the man as my king, and he replies and calls her as being the queen, and he says, my queen. So now listen, come on, let's think about this. A king and queen must have space that they have complete authority over. And we know this in our subconscious mind because we've had kings and queens throughout history, the greatest in the world. So we know what kings and queens are in our DNA. We know it. So why do we call each other's kings and queens? Because you see, my brothers and sisters, kings and queens points to a land. It points to a sovereign land that is ruled over by kings, and queens, and princesses, and the royal courts. So listen, my brothers and sisters, we have always known that our primary goal, if we are to recapture ourselves and become great again once in history, is to own our own sovereign land, to govern our own sovereign land, to protect our own sovereign land, to represent the new African nation on the world's platform. Listen, my brothers and sisters, we need land. Otherwise, all this king and queen stuff doesn't mean anything, but it does mean something, and we know it means something, and we're going to concretize it before it's too late. Hotep, my brothers, let's get the land. The land that we can be kings over and our women can be queens over. Then we can call each other kings and queens, and it really matters and it means something because it's been concretized. So let us get some land by any means necessary, because that's our primary need right now, so that we can grow our own crops, feed ourselves, and exploit the land of its resources, plants, animals, and the livelihood. So, our brothers and sisters, I want to say to you, listen, we need our own sovereign land. We know it, but we pretend we do not know it. When we start talking about land, our minds and our thoughts go in other directions because of fear and our lack of confidence in ourselves that we are capable of governing ourselves, and we're capable of being just to ourselves. We demonstrated this by our justness in our relationship with all the other people of the world. We see them as human beings. We feel them as human beings. We treat them as human beings because we know they are human beings. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let's seize the land. A land for ourselves. A land for us, the new Africans. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you do, once again, peace. And Hotep to you, my Induga Nadada.